Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing 2038. We're coming into a new stock round and it's kind of interesting. A few guys have quite a bit of money. He kind of raped the TSI pretty hard, but I think they're going to be fine if they swallow in the next operating round. They're going to have the money to get themselves a Phase 6 ship. It's not or a Phase 3 ship. It's not a permanent ship. It will be obsolete in Phase 6. But they might be able to upgrade it. It's a bit like the 4 trains in 1830 that you can upgrade to a diesel. So if they're doing well, maybe they find the money to upgrade that somehow. I have kind of my doubts that this company will perform very well during the remainder of the game, at least not in the near future. It's going to be hard for them to get more than one ship. I mean, maybe they can buy a ship from another company or so, but in general, I'm considering selling one of these shares, and I'm kind of regretting now that I didn't decide to dump the company on this guy. I discussed it in the last video. I had that option, but yeah, I decided to hold on to it. Okay. Sold the tunnel systems. That didn't help a lot, and now they're sitting here on $100 and we'll see what happens. So yeah, I will probably sell this share. This player is first player, so let's just do that. I want to sell the share here for 152. So the share value drops. But now I got enough money to start a new company, and I think I might be even able to start it at 100. Yeah, I got a little more than $500 here. That's pretty cool. So let's see what's left. We have the Outer Planet Consortium. These guys are sitting here, and they get a +10 if they deliver nickel, which is a little odd because here they get a +10 for delivering ice. Usually it's like the base and the bonus are the same. Here it's not the case. But on the other hand, we have nickel right here. So maybe if we start here, for example, we could deliver the stuff and go to the other base of RCC. That could be an interesting choice, therefore. The next one left is the asteroid leak, but that will not be formed, except this guy does so. Mining robotics can be done. This is one of the new companies from the expansion. They're sitting down here, and the first and the second claim placed in a round each cost $40. So that's very cheap, and they also have a ton of claims. That's pretty cool. Their problem is, down here in this area they are already competing with the Mars, the Mars Mining Associates, because Icefinder transformed into Mars Mining. Mars Mining ended up with a base down there, so they would have a strong competition there. Over here we have the Venus prospectors. I don't know if that's such a great idea to start a company here, but I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff to discover, right? We have the on-site refueling. That says +10 per all delivered claims. claims cost plus $20. Okay, so I'm not sure. This is a weird company. They have only 6 claims, 1 base, 1 refueling station, and they're sitting up here. Well, I don't know. I mean, plus 10 to all delivered claims. Well, I mean, they could go, if they find themselves a good destination base with a specific good they can focus on, it's not a bad thing then. But still, I don't know, they have, up here at least, they are already kind of competing against the Venus guys, and there's also the Resource Unlimited, so it's really hard. There are nearly no free mines in the area here, which are already explored at least. And then we have the Outer Planet Consortium. They get a plus 10 nickel delivery. And they are sitting here, actually. Wait a minute. These were the ones that I was speaking of, or not? No, I kind of mixed that up, I think. So the Outer Planet Consortium, exactly. These are the ones that are sitting here. And then we have the Ring Construction Corporation. And these are the ones here. They get a plus 10 per nickel delivery. I think they're not bad. Not a big competition in this area, but the problem is also no exploration there. Still, I'm kind of tending to either the OPC or the RCC, but I think I want to go with the OPC because there is already some stuff explored. If I start this thing high at $100, I'm going to go before all these. I'm going to go before the MM at least, which would allow me then to do some claims right here. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Sadly, I only have 7 claims. Still, I think I want to try that one. I mean, or the other option could be to say, I go with the mining robotics. The fact that I can place my claims before Mars mining might actually give me a pretty big advantage. I have 14 claims, which is a ton. It's kind of a tough call here. I think I'm on a 1 to 4. I want to play the mining robotics. On a 5 or 6, I'm going to go with the Outer Planet Consortium. So I'm gonna start mining robotics. And I'm going to start them at $100. So yeah, let's grab the presidency here. There we go. This guy here clearly miscalculated. This is all player 3 owns. I don't know. This bid on the Asteroid Export Corporation didn't seem too lucky. Also, the fact that he didn't manage to get a minor company might also have been a big problem for him. So I think at that point he's already pretty much out of the game. So, well, all I can do is I think I can only invest. Let's see how much money the different companies make. Well, TSI will have to swallow for quite a while, so I think this is not the best investment. LE is sold out, so we got the RU and the Mars Mining guys. I mean, the RU has one chip, which will disappear pretty soon. But they're gonna already placed a lot of claims here. They seem to be more interesting to me than the Mars Mining. Problem is both of them. It's interesting. Problem is also that the RU is also pretty much out of money, so there is also a good chance that they will actually swallow. While Mars Mining still has a lot of shares in the Growth Corporation share box. So that is maybe the company which has a better chance in growing. On the other hand, if I buy from there, I will basically lose money immediately. That's really a tough call. So what is the par value? The par value of the RU is 88. It's now at 87. That wouldn't be that bad. Yeah. Or Venus. Venus are not doing that great. Their ships are not that great. I really don't know. Well, I mean, the fact that the mining robotics started now here, that will definitely conflict with the interest of Mars Mining. So I assume I prefer to buy a share for 88 of the RU. And hope that they will pay out. Okay. This player. Well, that's interesting. This guy also has a lot of money. 450. He just does not have enough to start a company at 1,000. He could sell shares. But does he want that? I don't think so. Both of his shares, the RU and the LE, are very, very well-doing companies. And so I think not. I'm feeling like I might want to start a company at 88, maybe the Ring Construction Corporation. They could kind of work together, maybe a little bit, with the RU. The other option would be, of course, the OSR. You know, if you start something there, you can also say, okay, as a combination with the RU, but then again, there's always the risk that they kind of take away interesting claims from each other. While I got a feeling these guys, there is more open space there for them to expand anyway. So yeah, I think at that point I prefer to go with the Ring Construction Corporation, a plus 10 for nickel delivery. So we're going to start it at 88. Okay. So what about this guy? Well, he does not have the money to start another company. He has only about 200 bucks. I mean, he could sell down shares of the Venus company, but I don't see a reason for that. They might not be doing terribly well, but I think they are on the way of improving now. So much money is in there. Maybe I should invest. Actually, I don't know. It's a tough call. Maybe I should. I don't want to. Maybe I could buy a single share of the RU. Maybe that makes the most sense right now. For $88, it seems to be the most promising company at the moment. So I'm going to do that. That's 50, 90. And it also means that the RU is sold out. This guy also is not in the position to start a company. So yeah, I think his LE is basically operating fine. So yeah, he's also on the investing side now. What is interesting out there? Hard to tell. Well, RU is sold out, LE is sold out. Seems like basically the Mars guys are the most interesting ones now. I don't want to invest in the Ring Corporation or the mining robotics because they're not going to make money at the moment. But investing in Mars might be a good option. And they're 67 now. I mean, it's true. The problem is I'm not going to get, let's say I want to sell the shares. Let's say I want to invest now to sell then the shares down in the next operating round or in my next stock round to start a new company with the earned money. Then this is not the best investment because even if they pay out twice, they would be at 85. That's not so bad. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm actually going to invest in these guys. $67. Right now they're only worth 50. So that's not that great. But I guess they will still earn quite a bit of money. So by the end of the stock round, we have 2 new companies. Mining Robotics is floated. Ring Construction is floated. This guy had to buy another share of Venus Prospectors. He's now at 60% of his own company. They only have $150. That's not great, because they will lose one of their ships now. But if they swallow, maybe they can afford a second ship for the upcoming round. This guy invested heavily in Mars Mining, which kind of sucks for the owner of Mars Mining, because to defend himself, he also had to buy a share. This guy bought a share of Mars Mining, so that means there's now only 1 share left in the Growth Corporation box. That's better than nothing. That will give them some constant income, but I think they would have preferred it if these shares would have remained out there for a while. He invested also in Mining Robotics, and yeah, he had to do the RSCC on his own basically. There are 50% of the TSI sitting in here. This guy still holds the presidency, and we're going to see how these guys develop. Okay, so let's go into the stock round, and still the privates pay out, of course, into the operating round, and the privates pay out. So the TSI runs for 330. They swallow. Well, actually, that's not true. I forgot to do the miners. I'm going to do the miners first. first ore crusher. Yeah, they were delivering down there. They swallowed. That brought them to 275. That would be enough to buy a scout, a phase 3 scout, but they are already at their ship limit, so they cannot do that, which sucks for them obviously, because that means they will not be able to operate in the next round, even if they have the money to buy that thing. That's not good. Torch managed to do a solid 105 run. No, that's not true. A 210 run actually. And then 105 went into the company. 105 for the owner. That's okay. They're going to lose this vessel here and then won't make that much money in the future. But hey, you know, I mean, it's really... They gave that player a lot of money, and it's just fine if they make less in the next turns. And now it's Lucky, and they're going to make, with the 3-2 run, they're going to make their standard run here, which gives them basically $120. But now they have that additional scout, so they're going to explore these two guys, and they're kind of hoping for ice, and they can also do some exploration for the Mars guys. I mean, they're also going to help, obviously, the... maybe it's good for the Mars guys, yeah. So, I'm allowed to draw 2 tiles, and then keep 1, because of my Lucky ability. Okay, that's both not that great. I really was hoping to find ice, but okay. I mean, that one is actually not bad. We're going to place that here. The other one goes back in, and then I'm going to move in here. Same thing. Another nickel. Ah, look at that. That's a very good ice, actually. 50-60. That is awesome. That's just great. And of course, we're going to pick up this ice immediately. And then I also want to pick up that ice here and deliver both of these here. And in this way I actually have a really good run. So that's going to be 120 for the first ship. The other ship will make, that's another 60, so it's 180, and that is another 40, so that's 220. That is really a very, very good run. So it's 110 for the company and 110 for the owner. So, now we come to TSI. They're sitting here. And yeah, they're going to make their usual 330 run. And they swallow. So let's do that. Share value drops 1 space to the left. I mean, they were so far beyond, so far ahead, and now they're constantly losing, and it seems like they might not finish with a big advantage. So let's see what we have here now. We have now quite a bit of money, 300. That's not that much, actually. They're sitting on, well, at least, I mean, it's $400, right? That's not bad at all. So I'm pretty sure they want to buy one of these ships. Yeah. So here's the thing. Well, I see the point. I cannot buy 2 ships. I can't do it simply because I'm at my ship max. I'm at my ship. Well, actually, that's not true. You buy 1 ship after another. So I could buy the first ship. My idea was to buy one of these ships here, but that also doesn't work because, yeah, but to bring the money together, right? To add the money to their money, but that's not going to work because when I buy a ship here, these from the new ones, these ships will be destroyed. When I buy 1 ship here to transfer some of the money over here, then I'm at my ship limit. So it seems like I have to buy probably a tug, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna buy myself a tug. That's 4 cargo spaces, so I could at least grab all that stuff here. Now that's kind of interesting. Wait a minute. So let's say I do that for 325. Now I wonder, I got a 5, so if I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's the thing. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna build a refuel station here so that I can go then to the RCC base. That would give me 40 additional bucks per run. I think that's worth it. So we're gonna spend another 50 bucks here and build a refueling station there. Okay, that way we're gonna have a solid run. It's not quite as good as the one we have now, but you know, it's something, and we still might consider swallowing half, or I don't know, whatever. We'll find out about that. But right now what happens, the first phase 3 ship was purchased, so we're entering phase 3, and that means also that the phase 1 spaceship are obsolete. Okay, let's see what that means. Well, Lucky lost a ship, but they were kind of prepared for that. These guys are still sitting on 2 ships, so that's okay for them, I guess. Yeah, that's the big hit that they did themselves, basically. But, well, at some point it was obvious that would happen, and at least when they do it to themselves, they have the option to run in the next turn. And they are not without a ship then. These guys, though, they lose everything they have. That's tough. They have the money to buy themselves another ship, but only if not all of these ships go away. But I don't think this is going to happen. There are still quite a few phase 3 ships out there. This guy loses one, but he was also kind of prepared. This guy is now only sitting on 2 ships, which is fine. This guy is not too happy, but okay. And he has 3. Okay, that's it. So these ships are all gone. Nobody's in big trouble, actually. That was all. Yeah, everybody kind of planned ahead on that. Mining Robotics is next, and they're actually gonna buy 2 scouts. They are a little isolated down there, as there's not too much explored in the area, so they want to get some exploration done, and there's also some, well, longer delivery ways possibly. So I think having 2 scouts is not bad. They have no claims laid yet, so a cargo capacity of 6. Seems to be okay for now. So overall they got to pay $550 for these. And now they can place, let me see what they actually, okay, what happens next? First they can buy a private company, which they don't want to do. They can buy a base for $50. Okay. That's already kind of interesting. Do they want to do that? So here's the thing. I think I kind of want to I want to build a base here. You know, that's well at the center. The question is, can I get there? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I got a range of 7. So that is no problem at all. So we're going to place the base here. And well, then I want to also place 2 claims. Each claim costs me only $40, which is awesome. So I only got to spend $80. That's a huge advantage. And I'm going to do some real cherry picking here. I'm not completely focused on a specific thing. I mean, maybe I'm going to focus a little bit on ice, but for now, I'm simply going to try to get this one here and the rare here. These are strong options, I think. Yeah, cool. Okay. And of course that sucks for the other people, especially for Mars. They were hoping to get a claim at these areas. But yeah, I'm first. That's my advantage here. So I couldn't pay out, which means the share value drops. And then it's the RU. And well, let's see, they still have 2 ships, and I think they are basically in a fairly good shape. They control most of what's up there. So let's see. Okay, I'm making $290. That is a solid run. Now, do I want to invest in another ship at that point? It's an interesting question. That would mean I get to swallow. I could actually afford one of the big ships. But you know, then I'm pretty much out of money, and I'm not sure if it's worth it. I don't have that many claims, but I could do some exploration. Okay, yeah, it seems like actually the exploration itself might be worth it. So yes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna grab myself that ship here. So that means I'm gonna lose some value, but okay. And so it's 290. I'm gonna swallow completely. Means I gotta spend another 40. What? $35. That is painful. Swallowing half. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I probably still have to swallow half next turn to get some money to lay some claims and all, but problem is, if these ships are gone, these are going to be pretty expensive. On the other hand, these are permanent ships. No, you know what? I think I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna swallow half. So that means 290. Let's make that 280. So $140 will go into the company. And $150 go to the shareholders. Okay, I'm gonna lay a free claim here on that rare. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna do for now. I know it's not that great, but you know, seriously, swallowing is always bad, and we'll see. Maybe I can also buy a ship of these guys, or maybe I can, yeah, somehow kind of juggle ships here. It's not that bad. Then, yeah, they paid out. Next company is RCC. By the way, I forgot one thing. When this guy here, when phase 3 started, he has the option to start the asteroid league. He can turn this share into the presidency of the asteroid league. Now that's an interesting decision. He can still do that, I think, at the beginning of every operating round and at the beginning of every stock round. When the first 5, when the first 5 ship is purchased, he has to form it. So we gotta ask ourselves, do we want to form that thing now? Well, if we do so, we would have, first of all, a company with a base here at the center. We would have $250 as a start in our starting treasury, and we would start at 125. The problem is, well, not a problem actually. What could happen? Well, players could decide to merge minor companies into the asteroid league. When the miners cannot purchase a ship when they need one, then, however, the minor company automatically falls into the asteroid league. So there are these guys here. They don't have a ship, but I'm pretty sure they can afford one. There's still 4 ships out there. I don't see them all going this turn. So therefore, yeah, I think it is very likely that the asteroid league will start without gaining any additional help from independent companies. Because, you know, in general, the independents make a solid amount of money right now for their owners. If you have crappy independent companies, it's okay. You can dump them into the league. But they all make money. And, you know, they can control the ship, they can do exploration, they can control the treasury of the miners. Why would they give that to the league? Okay, they get a 10% share of the league, and they get half the money out of that treasury. The rest goes into the league. But, you know, I think at the moment it's not that appealing to do that. When the 5 ships come out, all the miners have to go into the league. And then we can still consider doing so. But I think for now, nobody's really interested in doing this. So it is kind of questionable if this, well, technically he has to build the asteroid league or start it first, and then everybody else can decide if he wants to join. So the only question is basically, right now he makes $30 out of this thing per turn, per operating round. Will he make more than $30 if he starts? Well, that's an interesting question. The problem is, if he starts this thing now and nobody joins, he doesn't even have the money to buy himself a ship, because they start at 225. So basically he has to throw in another 25 of his personal money to even get the asteroid league going. That doesn't sound too appealing, to be honest. And then to make more money than the $30 he now has, he basically has to do 150 run, because it's 2 shares. So he needs at least 150 to be equal. So if he starts here, grabs himself, let's say, one of these 7-3 ships, I mean, okay, he can do, maybe he gets the ice here for 40, this one 70, 100, 130, if he explores a little bit. I mean, I think there's a good chance that he might make this 150 run. So maybe it's not such bad an idea. In addition to that, if he pays out, there will be a good amount of share value coming in. So yeah, I think I want to start it right now. It's not great, but I think I'm going to do it anyway. So that I can actually keep this thing if I start it now. I can keep it one more operating round until the asteroid leaks buys a ship. Then I will simply exchange. I will simply get the presidency now. Okay, cool, and that's it. Now the others could join me, but nobody's really eager to do so. Or Crusher could think about it. They might think about it. If they do so, yeah, I don't know, but you know, they're making money here, and it's probably more than what they make out of a single share of the asteroid league. Or maybe not. I mean, if I join them now, about $150 would go straight into my pocket. Because, yeah, as I said, when I join them, half of the money in the treasury goes to me. The other half goes into the asteroid league, and also the ships do. If I join at a later time, if there is no spaceship in the minor company, then all the treasury goes to the asteroid league and I don't get anything. So therefore, I mean, I would get a little bit of money right now. I would get a share, which is a valuable share at that point. And the question is then, how much money does that thing make right now? I mean, if I buy myself, I can only afford... Well, I mean, I could maybe buy even one of these, though. That's the thing. I could buy one of the mining robotics ships. You know, do I want to do that? Probably not. It will slow down mining robotics. I could afford these guys, 7-3. I could do that. Problem is I will not run this operating round or the upcoming operating round because I don't have a ship. That is money that I'm then missing in the stock round, right? So that's a tough call, actually. And then the 7-3, well, I could deliver this crap up here. This is... That is not that much more than 150. Let me think about that. That would be a 90. No, it's 80. I gotta make a decision if I want to go here. Yeah, I think then it's not that great. It's 80, 100, and I don't have any more claims here. So that's basically exactly 160. That's 10 more bucks. But then again, my share value doesn't rise and anything. So maybe this is not a bad idea to say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to join the Asteroid League. Because I will get a solid amount of money right now. And I get a share. I might actually consider doing so. I can even sell that share next to stock round, and then I actually made a good amount of money right now. So I think I might want to do that. On the other hand, I don't know what I actually calculated here. I mean, for him, it's a clear thing. He wants to make 150 bucks to get basically the 30 bucks back. But if he runs, he makes clearly more. We said that. He makes 160 or something, which means half of it goes into his own hands, which would be about 80 bucks. For a share, on the other hand, he might get about 15 bucks. Plus a share development, of course. But still, I think this, on the long run, it gives him much more money. Right now, yeah, that's a tough call. It really is. I think on a 1 to 5, I'm going to keep the Ore Crusher. Yes, so I will. So nobody will join the Asteroid League. Anyway, what happens is, let me see now, I think these shares here, they go now into the growth box. So there are now 40% in the growth box. And they will pay, of course, in the treasury of the Asteroid League. These shares here, what about them? The Asteroid League also receives dividends for each share in this box. Let me see. Did I do that right? There should have been... Wait a minute. There should have been 40% in here. The President's certificate and 2 10% shares. Okay? So that means 60% were here. Each time a new growth corporation is formed, transfer 1 share to the Asteroid League. We had 3 growth corporations, so that means I forgot to do this once. That means that actually this stuff is now here. Now the thing is, these 3 shares are not available for sale, and therefore the Asteroid League cannot be to 100% in the player's hands. But both these shares will actually pay their dividend into the Asteroid League. That's not a bad thing. You know what? I think actually at that point, I'm not going to start the Asteroid League yet. Well, I did it yet. Okay, whatever. If I started it during the next operating round, I could instead purchase shares, and in that way, I could save myself the 25 bucks. But you know, I already made the decision if I want to join or not, so this is a little late now. So therefore, I will actually launch it now. And it gets a base here. So that transshipment point is now taken by the asteroid leak, and the mail run is no longer possible there. The asteroid leak will perform in the next operating round. It basically just follows the orders. So if only higher valued companies would have operated until now during this operating round, I could perform in this operating round, but this is not the case here. So that means now the RCC starts their operations. Well, there's also no exploration, but of course they have a lot of money to buy themselves ships. And yeah, they also feel like, we need to do a lot of exploration here. We're totally isolated. So I'm going to grab myself 2 of these ships, 2 scouts. So that gives me, costs me 550. So I get a +10 plus nickel for nickel delivery. Now I might actually consider building a base somewhere here, you know. I could then go for all that stuff here and deliver it here. That sounds not like a bad idea to me. So I think that's actually what I want to do. I want to build a base for 50 bucks. Going here. Okay. So that means that is removed. And then I want to lay 2 claims, I guess, for 160, and I'm already nearly out of money, which is pretty horrible actually. But yeah, I mean, okay, that gives me 15 bucks back. This is really horrible, man. But still, I think that makes kind of sense. So I want to place a claim here and a claim here, and yeah, I will go on nickel. There's no doubt about that. Couldn't deliver, so the share value will drop, and then it's the LE. So I got a lot of ships moving around here, and I want to explore this area. So I'm going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we see what happens. That is an ice. It's not exactly what I want. It's not terrible, but I'm basically want nickel. And I can go here, 3, 4. A lot of ice down there. Okay, that is 1 nickel at least, and another ice. Holy crap. We would love to see the ice more over here or there, but it's all down here, which is interesting. Okay, anyway, I'm going to grab the ice. Well, I should have taken that one, but it doesn't matter. I can grab... Well, I will take that one. It's obvious, a good one, without a claim. I take that and that one. So that gives me then 80. And then I'm going to deliver that stuff here. Okay, let's see. That's 80 bucks and 20 for the exploration for the company. Then let's take these guys. Then we have 2 4-3 ships. So the idea is now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. There I can refuel three steps. 1, 2, 3, and I can refuel here, and then I can continue to go here, where I get another plus 10 to nickel. So I think in the end, I'm going to grab probably this one here. So that means I get plus 20 on all my nickel. So these are both already a 60, so it's a 100 and... yeah, it's 160 plus 40, so that's basically another 200. And my last ship can run from here, and they are basically going to do a similar thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that allows them to grab these 2 nickel here. And in addition, might either take the ice down here or the nickel here. Doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, fuck, I'm gonna take the nickel here. So if I move down here, I'll get basically not quite 160 for that stuff, plus 30 bucks. So that's another 190. This brings me then to 470. That's the best run that a company did until now. Absolutely awesome. And yeah, good question. I think I want to pay out only half. It's kind of a shame, but I got to invest in the future. I don't have many great ships. I cannot purchase any ships, sadly, at the moment. So there will be possibly a time where I don't make a run, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I need money. And therefore, I'm going to swallow half, which means basically that 230 go into the company, which is very good. 23 goes to the shareholders. So that means it's 235 for this guy. We're making a good amount of money here. We placed 2 claims, one here and one here, for, well, quite an amount of money, 160 bucks. But this is still the most valuable thing a company can have. A lot of claims. That is a very powerful thing to own. Venus Prospectors did a pretty poor run of 150. I mean, they only own a single ship. I was considering swallowing, but on the other hand, they're 40% out there in the growth box. So in the end, I paid out half. I paid out fully, actually. And they could afford a new claim that way. They're sitting only on 150 bucks. So at some point, they probably have to swallow or something to get themselves another ship. But this guy ended up with 90 bucks, which isn't terribly bad. And they actually received exactly the money for the claim. So next turn they're going to make a little more money, and maybe they can swallow that. I have no idea. This is it's a little ugly. I have to agree on that. So yeah, we'll see. And then it's Mars Mining as our last company. And they have 2 ships, but now all that cool stuff is grabbed by other players, so they are not in a good Not in a good position here. They want ice, however, and there is a lot of ice down there. So maybe there is no reason to be desperate. They could consider getting themselves another base somewhere. The question is where. They might also consider giving themselves another refuel slot. Do they have another base already? No, they only have that one. So, I mean... It's interesting. Well, okay, for now, we got to see how we make our deliveries and what is even out there, what could be interesting for me to deliver. I got a 6-2 and a 4-3. I got a claim sitting here, so I might consider... Problem is I don't have any kind of... Shit. I don't have a refuel station. There's not... I'm in a bad shape. Well, with a 6-2, or I just basically say screw it for this turn. I really don't know, man. I really got to improve my infrastructure, build bases and stuff like that. I got some money sitting here. That's not so bad. So, crap. Well, with the 6-2, 1-2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's at least something. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna go with that. It's not great, but it's something. So that means I can make $30. I'll take the... I mean, the other option could be... Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go on an exploration. I'm going to do the 4-3 run here. It's horribly poor. It doesn't do me nearly any good. I just get about $70 out of this. This is really bad. And I'm going to use the 6-2, the pilot's ability, to find more ice. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to run around here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then we'll see, and maybe even go down here or something. And yeah, well, I'm going to go first these two guys. So if the first one doesn't show any ice, I'm allowed to draw a second one, okay? Or I have to draw a second one. Well, great, and that one will then be placed, so that sucked. Next one. Okay, that's cool. That's a good ice. I'm going to pick that up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And okay, I then deliver down here. That gives me at least an additional 10, so it's 20, it's 70, that's another 100. Okay, that could have been worse. It's not great, but it could have been worse. Gives me 20 for the company. I explored 2 spaces. And now yeah, I've got to think about that. Where I want to lay claims, where I want to build a base. There's a very good ice here. What about building a base here? Well, we gotta move down all that way. But I could lay a refuel slot here, for example, and then at some point here and make it here. That sounds interesting, but it's all a long way to go. It's a long way to go. But there's a lot of ice in the area, so it's a shame that there is no more. The other option could be to start down here. Okay, I mean, it's a little questionable, but I think for now I'm gonna actually build a base up here. That cost me 50 bucks. Wait a minute, that's not true. My base costs me only 25 bucks. Seems to be kind of special. Some sucker had the first base free. That was this guy. Oh no, that's not true. Well, maybe that was another company which hasn't started yet. But okay, these guys only have to pay 25 bucks for their bases. So I'm going to spend one. I'm going to start one here. It's kind of interesting because now it's not that far away from Mars in general. So yeah, okay, but my home base is north here, right? So, but still, I think this is more the area I want to operate in. And then I want to build a refuel station for 50 bucks. Okay, that's not going to be quite enough. How many do I have? 3. Okay, cool. And that one goes here. Fine. And let me see, that costs me 50. In addition, I want to lay 2 claims. This is getting, again, horribly expensive, but I think I have to do that. Shit. This is really a pain, you know. Or do I want to buy myself another ship? Maybe that is a better investment for now. But claiming this ice here and that ice here seems very important. You know, I think I want to do that actually. I'm going to lay 2 claims for 160 bucks. Because this stuff is really valuable. And I'm going to lay claim on that ice here. And on this one down here. Oh shit. Okay, cool. And maybe I'm gonna have to swallow half next time or so. So I could buy myself a new ship. Refuel slot here. I also need that refuel slot. My goal is is it? You know, I mean, in the end, I wonder if I could actually deliver up here. It's going to be hard, but let's assume, I mean, I could build a base somewhere here. But can I get there? It's unlikely. I would basically need a refuel slot here probably. It's not going to work out, I guess. This is too far away, I think. So the plus 10 here must be good enough, I assume. Okay, so yeah, we paid out. And did we? Holy crap, I don't even remember that. Oh, actually, I haven't decided yet. It's 17 bucks. I mean, the thing is, I could swallow half. Got 130 in there. 17 would be 300. That's not enough to get myself. You know, I also have to consider getting myself now permanent chips. Shit. I think I will pay out fully at that. Yeah, it's a tough call. 117. Well, I mean, I'm last anyway, so I think it doesn't really matter that much. I'm only gonna pay out half. So that means 80 bucks for the company, 90 bucks for the shareholders. Should have decided this obviously before. So I'm not gonna do the second operating round now. I'm gonna load this up. So yeah, I mean, there's still 2 ships in there. So I guess, oops, what is that? Sorry for that. Oops. Yeah, sorry. So there's still 2 ships in there, but there's also the asteroid leak. How much money do they have? Well, they don't have a lot of money for now. They can only afford a single ship, it seems. And actually they can. No, they can't. Yeah, the president has to give them additional money. But, you know, at some point, if people starting buying shares from them or so, I could see that after the next operating round, maybe we will enter phase 4 and the first permanent trains come. But the thing is that these phase 2 ships, they will run for a really long time. They will run until phase 5. So it will take a long time until all that crap comes out. These ships in this game, they run really long. So I don't think there's any need to be worried for anybody right now. There's still 2 companies out there that might get started at some point. And that's the thing, you know, in the original game, basically at that point, all the companies have been started. And you can see how many ships there are still out there. So it was really hard to get into the higher permanent ships. But with 2 more companies out there, I think this is easier to achieve. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hope to see you in the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.